Hey guys, welcome to Huddle Free Podcast. My name's Dustin Bryan. Trey here. We're going to start off this week with the Huddy Awards. Trey, who do you got?
I'm giving my hoodie to the Arizona Cardinals. They they embarrassed Dallas. We'll put it straight. I guess Josh Dobbs is the greatest quarterback of all time. Had no issue handling the Dallas defense, who I thought was the number one defense in the league. Um, After that display, now I'm not sure. I mean, I know Arizona had a decent offense coming into the game, but I didn't think that they would take advantage of Dallas that much. I also did not think that losing Diggs would have that much of an impact on their defense. Because I mean, they still have Gilmore, and Gilmore's a I would argue a top five corner still.
Yeah.
I would. I don't know how that happened, but anyways, shout out to the Cardinals. Good on what's the guy's name? I can't remember his name. Is it Gladden? Is that his last name?
Oh, the Philadelphia OC or something like their DCs that's there.
No, the new head coach for the Cardinals. I think his name's Gladden. I
Gannon.
think
Gannon.
Gannon. Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to him getting his first win. Shout out to the Cardinals. I told you guys. Remember at the way at the beginning of the season, I was thinking maybe the Cardinals do something. That's my first kind of look into the future there. So that they're getting my
Yeah.
hoodie. That's who I think deserves it. But um, Brian, what about you?
Yeah, Josh Dobbs played really well this week too, so that's awesome to see him be good. My hoodie's going to go to C.J. Stroud from the Houston Texans.
Balling
He
this year.
played, yeah,
Mhm.
he is. He's playing really, really well. They have no run game whatsoever, so he's having to do everything himself. And them getting a win this week, excuse me, was awesome. I'm excited to see what they can do. Hopefully, they can get 5 to 6 wins this year and really build off CJ going forward. And Tank Dell, the receiver, played really well. He had like 145. So great overall game. Excited to see what they can do the rest of the
Yep.
season.
They
Justin, what
beat
about
the
you?
brakes off the Jags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Beat the
did.
That
brakes
was
off them.
it was he was super impressive this week. I'll say that. I'm gonna give it to Devon Atkin from the Miami Dolphins. He had
Mm-hmm.
19 carries for 208, two TDs. He averaged 10.9, almost 11 yards a carry. That is kind of crazy to me. He had a hell of a game. He pretty much embarrassed the Denver Broncos. They looked pretty piss poor, in my opinion. Um, and we'll it's just it made no sense to me. I mean, he's from Texas A&M. I mean, he was picked up. What was it, third round last year? That's
I
Yeah,
kind of
think so.
crazy. So I
yeah.
Yeah.
mean, he put on a show like that, which or he and Mostert had a good game too. So both running backs had a phenomenal game. So
Yeah.
that's
I think
my
Mozart had 3 touchdowns, didn't he?
two or three. I think he had two or
Two or
three.
three. Yeah.
But I mean, Tua had four. He threw for four. So I mean, that offense just really looked dynamic. That looked like the best offense. And it's 755 yards total. So that was a phenomenal game to watch. That was my hoodie. But we're gonna go to the Bears, okay, really quick, because we thought the Arizona Cardinals were the worst team in the NFL.
It's the Bears. It's got to be the
It
Bears.
is the Bears.
Got to be the
Oh yeah.
Bears.
Bears look terrible.
They look
They
like
were awful.
they look like they don't know what they're doing. There's another team we could say too that could be the same thing. Denver. Could we talk about that? But the Bears have nothing going for them. Brian, well, I mean, Trey, what do you guys think?
I I mean, I'm not everybody's kind of they're already thinking Justin Fields isn't the guy. He's not well. I mean, even some of his throws, it looks like he has no idea where the football's going to go when he's throwing it. He can throw it 100 miles an hour, which is fantastic, but that doesn't mean anything if you're throwing it at guys' feet, you're throwing it out of bounds. I think there was, from what I saw, I watched a little bit of the game. I think he ended up going out of the game get because he was hurt because he was
Yeah,
like stumbling back to the huddle and DJ Moore came over and was like, "Hey, get him out of here. He's getting killed." Their offensive line is pitiful. Their run game is not very good. Outside of Moore, they really don't have any stars.
no,
And Moore is not necessarily a star. He's a superstar, but or not. I'm sorry. He's a superstar, but he's not an X factor kind of guy. You know,
right.
he's not going to go in there and take the game over. Now he did have one amazing catch on the sideline. Brought I don't know if you guys saw it. He brought it in one handed. I mean, they were
I didn't
already
watch the game, so I can't
That
well.
really
They
that
were
game
down.
was a snooze fest, so I turned
Yeah,
it off.
they were down a lot of points, but I know that's a team I'm trying to watch a little bit, so I saw it. It was a pretty good. It was a pretty good little catch, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
other than that, they just Fields doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. The offensive coordinator clearly is not running a scheme for him to succeed. Um, I think I think they may have to look somewhere else. or something's got to change. They're just not doing it right now.
I agree. I think Eberflus is not the right person for them. I think Eric Bieniemy would be a great fit for him up there. I think he'd be a good fit for Chicago. I don't know if he wants to rebuild. I mean, every team that gets a new coach is gonna rebuild, but he's gonna have to rebuild a lot.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have to do something different. Like Khalil Herbert, he's not playing whatsoever worth a dang either, and he was a high pick in fantasy, at least for late second, early third. So
He's
and
been
he's
on
not
my
even.
bench every week. He's been on my bench every week.
Yeah, he's in one of my leagues and he's on my bench. It's like I'm not starting you. And then Johnson, the running back from Texas, the rookie, he's going to catch his stride. He's running frustrated, and he's even stepping up and saying, "This is not what this team needs to be about. We're better than this." And I can't remember what analyst said it this week. They say the Bears organization doesn't fire coaches during midseason or during the season, but I think they should and move
They need
on
to make
very
a change.
quickly. They need to let him go and move on and try to get Justin Fields on the right path going into next season.
Looking at the offensive totals for the Bears, they are the fourth worst team as far as like total yards per game. Um, they're on average they're putting about 250 yards up
Wow,
total.
that's terrible.
That's on 148.3 yards passing, 101 yards rushing. This was a team that I'm pretty sure they led the league last year in rushing because that's all they could do. That's what they used Fields for. That's what he was best at when he was on the move. And they're just not doing that. Fun fact: they're getting more yards per game than the Cincinnati Bengals right now.
Wow.
That's a struggle there. But the only thing for me is like they played Denver this week. Denver got beat pretty bad, and so did they. So both the teams need a win. Who wants it more? Does the Denver want it more or Chicago want it more? And I think Chicago needs it more than Denver does, just because Justin Fields has so much on his shoulders of what's going on. Because if they do just suck the rest of the year, they could end up with the first pick. And the first pick is going to be Caleb Williams. Most likely. There's other people we can talk about that could be another first pick, but are they bought into Justin or does he still have to prove himself? And
He has no confidence.
No, because he don't have a supporting cast. He don't have supporting coaches.
Mhm.
I mean, no one's supporting him. We talked about it on our Falcons podcast that what if he traded to Atlanta and we had the right offensive coordinator around him? He would excel. He would excel if we had a line that blocked. He would excel there, and I think it would be a good fit for him. If they do tank and they do get Cam Williams, he should be out the door. Definitely, so my team will pick him up because he's young. He's not really injury prone or anything, so they'll pick him up. But he deserves to have a real shot.
Mm-hmm. He's pretty tough. I mean, he's taken some hits, and he's still coming to work every day.
He's staying in the pocket and he's taking them. He's staying in there. He's not running away all the time.
No,
he's not running to get 30 yards.
He's not making very good reads. I mean, I saw one video of his. It's easy for me to sit here and say he doesn't know he doesn't know how to make reads or whatever. But I mean, I'm sitting in an office chair looking at a computer talking to you guys. He's playing on an NFL field. So
yeah.
So
it's perspective. It's all perspective. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He doesn't look like the same passer that he was in college.
No.
Yeah. So Dan Orlovsky is saying that he's not reading his progressions the right way at all. He's not reading left to right or right to left. Wherever he feel like the blitz is coming from, you have to read from that to either left to right or right to left, where the blitz is coming from. And he's not doing that. He's just staring down receivers. He's looking the way he shouldn't be looking.
It's making it obvious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
Before we move on from the Bears, do you think the Bears will end up as the worst team?
No, I think. Yeah,
it's between the Cardinals, Denver, and them. It's between them three. Okay, and you could put the way the Vikings are playing right now up there too, and they're pretty bad too.
Their struggles is I'm fairly certain it's almost all defensive.
It is. It's
not. Kirk Cousins is balling this year so far.
No.
Kirko, baby, Kirko. Balling, baby.
So would you take him in Atlanta?
Yeah. Give me Kirko. Give me Kirko.
You like that?
Yeah.
So Brian, you said no. Yes.
Yeah, I think they would be the worst.
I think they'll be the worst. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it's yes. I think they're gonna be one of the worst, but I don't think they're gonna be. I think Arizona will still be the worst. So If you think Arizona could be the worst, they played Dallas and they beat them.
Mm-hmm.
With a raise of hand, do you think the Arizona could beat them last week? Could be Dallas. No, it didn't. Wouldn't even pick that. But Dallas, no man, Arizona showed up.
Yeah.
Arizona showed up. Like
Dallas
they
didn't.
no. Micah Parsons was talking crap on Dobbs on live stream. What are you gonna do to him?
I don't.
So
Did he even have a sack at
uh,
all?
he had a one hurry. I know he had one hurry because Joshua Dobbs made a TikTok about him dodging rocks
Oh yeah.
because of that, because that was super funny. So that was great, Joshua Dobbs. Josh Dobbs, he's been a guy who's been on almost every single team in the NFL. He's a good backup. He's a good backup. So
He
it's
had one sack. He had one.
so I mean
Parsons.
it's good for him to be winning. You know, he deserves a win, but they're not better than Dallas.
No. No.
What do you guys think happened in that game? What was the big your big takeaway from that game?
I think Arizona's scheme because what they were doing is I'm pretty sure they were running right at Parsons. They were reading like usually teams go away from him. They were going straight at him. And I don't think that Dallas is used to that. 'Cause Dallas is like, well, what are we supposed to do now? They're going right at our best player. And I think the fact that Dobbs was able to use his legs, he got some momentum running the football. I think that kind of spread him out a little bit, kind of got him a little bit flustered, and they just never recovered from it.
Mm-hmm.
I also think Dallas's offense just still is a little bit to be desired. Um, outside, I mean, Gallup had a good game. Pollard's as good as Pollard's going to be. Excuse me. CD, of course, but I know they're switching over to like a West Coast hybrid offense kind of thing, and I think it's still got a little bit of growing pains. But that's what I'm
So
thinking.
Brian, so I'm gonna talk about. I want you to talk about possession of the game, right? So Dallas had 34 or 34 minutes, and Arizona had 25. And they beat him by 14. No, 12. Sorry, 12. My bad, 12. So what is that? What stands out to you there? Besides, I know the possession is different, but what do you see in that?
I just think that Dallas was not Dallas. I just think Arizona was hungry. I just feel like they wanted to get over the hump, and they just try to score fast. They just didn't want to have the ball in their hands long. They want to score because they know they're going to get to Dallas. If they can keep Dallas offense out the field and they keep scoring, they're just going to win the game. I think it was an overall great win for Arizona. I'm excited to see what they're going to do for the rest of the year. I think Joshua Dobbs is the answer for them? No, I do not. I don't think he's long term, but I think he's a short term um,
As
quarterback.
Kyler,
No.
would you take Kyler? What would Kyler go? Where would Kyler go if they went with Caleb Williams if they finish last?
Um, Great question. I could see somewhere like Tampa. I could see somewhere like if Kirko gets traded to the Falcons, to the Vikings. Um, Honestly, I could see him being a backup somewhere. Like put him up there with the Jets with Aaron Rodgers next year, and have a good backup. I think
Get rid of the project child Zach Wilson.
yeah,
He's bad.
and yeah, he's bad. But and then gives him a year to learn under someone. He's never learned under someone.
Mm-hmm.
You need that veteran leadership. I think that's why Baker's, being successful down in. I say successful, but that's why he's doing better. He sat behind and is patient. Quarterbacks sometimes need a change of scenery. I'm really big about that, and they need a year just to grow under someone. You gotta love the game and just be able to be coached. And when most of these guys come into college that are quarterbacks, think they know it all. And I think
They're
that's
kids.
not it. They're kids, but it's like you got to grow. You got to develop, and it takes one day at a time. So
Mm-hmm.
I think Kyler needs that.
So would you say rookies technically need a steady year?
No, I wouldn't say all rookies need a steady year. I think like Anthony Richardson, did I think he was going to start this year? I didn't think he was going to start immediately. I didn't.
Mm.
But he's showing me from what I've seen, he's a grown up when it comes to NFL.
Getting
That's why
ready for
he's
the
successful.
games.
That's why I think CJ Stroud's also being successful because he knows the game. It's what system you're coming out of. Ohio State, not all Ohio State quarterbacks are successful, but he came out of Ohio State, a pro style offense. Same with Anthony Richardson in Florida, pro style. Those guys are going to be more successful, likely to be successful in the NFL.
With the right people around them. I'll
thousand
pick
percent.
that because Bryce Young was super successful in Alabama, and he's not trending. He's not playing terrible, but he's not playing
No, Bryce had
flourishing.
5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star
Yeah,
around him, and he's at Adam Thielen, and that's about it.
and Hayden Hurst
And
from
Hayden Hurst,
that's it.
that's it. You can't win with a lot of that.
Right.
So, but I know it's. I'm excited to see what the Cardinals can do for the rest of the season, though.
Yeah, and we love that coach, Gannon. He's
He's so awkward. I love it.
yeah, he's awkward. It's just it's funny. It's cool to it's cool to see a team like that no one expected anything from, and they beat a good team like that. So that's awesome. Well, for me for Arizona, it just proved to me that like you Brian, you said they're hungry. They want to win. They don't want to be dead last. They're trying to win. They're trying to prove other people their doubters wrong. So that's my big takeaway from it. That's pretty much really all I got. I didn't really watch the game because I didn't think that they're going to win. So that was my fault not watching. I'll definitely think next time to watching it. But there's a lot of things that happened this week that some of us want to talk about. I'm gonna start with you, Trey. What was your biggest takeaway from week 3?
My biggest takeaway is I think that Sean Payton should be called out personally. Remember he made a big deal about Nathaniel Hackett over there. He's saying worst coaching exhibition in recent history that he's ever seen. And then he goes out and gets 70 dropped on him. I mean, I understand that Miami's offense is pretty dynamic, but they an historic day. I know Tua's been playing good this year, but is Tua in that offense 70 points, like 70 points good? Or was that just how bad the Broncos are?
Right.
Yeah.
Like not to take away from Miami, they balled out and Mike McDaniel's got something good. Or that is, yeah, Mike McDaniel's. He's got something. I mean, they're dynamic over there. But 70 points, you give up 70 and you can only score 20. No one said that you could only score 20 points. You can score more than 20.
Right.
Now, most times that's a pretty decent number to hit in the NFL, but unless you have a lockdown defense, that's not going to win you very many games. I would say, or the other team's just bad offensively. But I think Sean Payton I think he's a good coach, but I think he gets a lot more credit than what he should be given. Remember, I think he coached one season after Drew Brees was gone, so he's had very successful quarterback play for almost the entirety of his coaching career. And then he's not used to being in a situation like this. He's not used to being in a situation where his team is not a favorite most of the time, or his team is not led by this Hall of Fame level quarterback. Russell Wilson's not a Hall of Famer in my opinion. He's not.
No.
I don't think he is.
No, he's not.
Great guy out off the field. I don't know how he is on the field. I know when Peyton came in, he kind of straightened that out a little bit. Said, "Hey, you're going to be a part of the team. You're not doing this whole just you thing. It's not let Russ cook. Okay, it's Broncos. Broncos country.
Let's ride."
But it's stuff like that, man. I think it's more internal than anything at this point. I don't know if they got the right guys on defense, offense. I don't know if the coaching staff's good. To criticize somebody that heavily and then come out and do that, it's not right. I feel like he should be called out for that. Personally.
I 100% agree with that. He pretty much dogged the coach that was there previous. That was like not a mutual respect thing. For me, I'm gonna go a little different. I'm gonna go Devontae Adams. He's crying, man. I mean, he wanted to play with Derek Carr. They traded him, right? But it's kind of he got traded before that. You know what I mean? He got traded from that team to this team. It's just he's not happy anywhere.
Mm-mm.
I know you want to get the ball 100%. What receiver doesn't? But talk to your quarterback. Tell him what you want to run. Tell him what plays you want to call it, and get the ball. Get open. Jimmy G is not terrible. He's not a horrible quarterback.
He's making Jacoby Meyer look like a wide receiver 1.
Yeah. So I mean, he'll find you if you're open. Then be open. You're getting beat by young guys.
Not everything has to be a 50-50 ball.
Exactly. So like, I'm just tired of the crybaby stuff. But I want to say this: the Swifties were in a full effect for the Chiefs game. I mean, I do want to put that in there before I give it to Brian. But the Swifties were full in effect. Like, that was amazing. Travis Kelce's jersey sale was 400%. It's not like wrestling where they get a percentage. Oh, I don't know if it is or not, but
It
he
is.
makes it.
They get jersey sales.
He made money. He makes some money. He ain't mad about it.
No.
So it was cool to watch. I mean, I was tired of hearing about it after the 13th, the second quarter. We still heard about it. That Taylor Swift was in the building. But hey, it is what it is. It's the Chiefs. They focus on one thing and one thing only. So it's either Travis Kelce or Patrick Mahomes. So
He rented out a whole restaurant for
yeah,
her and his team afterwards.
that's cool. They were having fun. It's
Yeah.
like high school again for them. It's like high school relationship.
Could
Literally.
you imagine like how that went though? Like you got the Chiefs like in one section of the restaurant, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift on the other side.
No, he rented the whole restaurant. Like it was
Yeah.
all them. It was just him.
Yeah.
So I mean that's pretty insane. People saying from outside that it looked like it was like a high school prom.
Mm.
It was like they were like cheesy and stuff. So
Did you see the car he was in?
that was
Yeah.
cool. That was cool. Oh yeah, dude,
That's-
he's whining and dining for sure, dude.
Yeah,
For sure. Brian,
Yeah.
what's your takeaway?
Yeah, before I give you mine, I just want to touch on your couple of yours. I think Devontae Adams needs to spend less time complaining and more time in the film room to get an upper edge on his corner or the defensive backs he's going to play the next week. I think that would help out tremendously. And then going to the Chiefs here real quick, they always just focus on one thing every single week. It don't matter if it's a no look pass that Mahomes did, or Travis Kelce caught something between his legs, or Taylor Swift's in town. It's like the commentators have to do a better job, especially when it comes to the Chiefs, to stop talking about one thing. We get it after the second quarter that she was there. We get it. You don't have to keep bringing it up. It's all over my Twitter was full with it.
Yeah,
you know, Facebook was
everything,
all over.
media
It's
was
like,
over.
relax, guys. It's all great.
Mhm.
Like that's to me that's not worth talking about. We need to talk about the game of football.
The game itself was bigger than Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
And but that's all I had to say about that. But my takeaway so far is the 49ers is the Super Bowl contender, my number one Super Bowl favorites. They are overall great on both sides of the field. Defense looks good. Offense looks really, really good. McCaffrey's averaging over 110 yards per game this year so far. That's killer for an NFL running back right now. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do the rest of the season. And they were my pick to get in the Super Bowl. So if they can keep it up, that'd be great.
You remember my logo color theory?
Yeah.
There.
Well, my other teams are not making it, so
I mean,
my
other team's the Ravens. They might potentially.
I had the Jets
really
Trey,
quick.
okay.
Sorry.
Exactly.
To touch on the Devontae Adams situation real quick before we move on, about him crying about getting target stuff, that he had 13 receptions for 172 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns last game, and he's wanting more. That stat line alone, that will get you offensive player of the week easily.
There's talks of there. 100%. There's talks already that he's most likely going to be traded again, either in the deadline or offseason.
Adams to the Jets.
I don't. Maybe. Maybe.
Could you imagine?
Oh my!
All I'm saying.
All that for Aaron Rodgers to pop his other Achilles
Okay,
next
all
season.
I'm saying, if that happens, they're going to the Super Bowl. Him, Garrett Wilson, and then Brees Hall, Dalvin Cook will return next year for sure.
Zach Wilson's on the sideline. You can't beat him, man.
I don't think they're going to bring him back next year. I don't think they will. They brought in, for God's sakes, Trevor Siemian. I mean,
would you take Wilson in Atlanta?
No.
No
Way. He'll be in the CFL. I mean, he'll be in the CFL.
Man.
He'll be in the XFL.
Yeah.
XFL.
USA Football League.
Oh yeah, probably he'll go somewhere, dude. He will not have a
The
job.
Rock would take him. The Rock would take him.
Yeah.
Picks.
But that's awesome, man. We're gonna head over to picks here, and
are we doing the 10, Brian, or you want to do the all of them?
We'll do them all, and then we can fly through them here real quick. So we'll start out with Lions at Packers.
Lions at Packers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Packers. I'm gonna go Packers at home.
That's what I'm gonna go as well.
I'm gonna go Lions.
Okay, and then the next one is Falcons at Jaguars. Dustin and I picked Jaguars. Trey picked Falcons. And that was in the Atlanta podcast version. And then Rams at Colts.
I'm gonna take
is Richardson back?
ESPN said he is out of concussion protocol, so he's most likely going to start next week.
If he's
I'm
back, I'm taking Colts.
I'm gonna
taking
take the
Colts,
Colts.
too.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts.
And then Ravens at Browns.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Uh,
I'll take the.
Someone's getting in a fight that game.
Well, a lot of people on the Ravens are injured. A lot of offensive players are injured. So I'm gonna take the
I'm going
Browns.
Browns.
I'm gonna go Browns away.
Ooh, I'll take the Browns.
I mean,
Their defense is killer right now.
they're down 3 running backs, by the way, Trey. Don't take the Ravens. They're
I-
on their
I
fourth
said-
running back.
You know what? I'll take the Ravens.
Okay.
I'll change it. I'll take the Ravens.
Okay.
Just because you said that.
Vikings at Panthers.
Vikings.
Vikings. Bengals at Titans.
Sounds like our matchup of the week. Not really.
I'm gonna take the Bengals.
I'm gonna go Bengals as well.
Yeah, Bengals.
Buccaneers at Saints.
Good. It'll be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. And I think the Buccaneers are gonna stay undefeated.
I'm gonna go Saints.
They're playing really well, by the way.
But Buccaneers are undefeated.
They're not. They lost to.
No,
Okay, sorry.
Eagles.
I'll take the Buccaneers still. I'll still the Buccaneers.
I'll take the Saints.
I'm taking Saints as well. This will be the game of the week right here, boys. Dolphins at Bills.
I don't know if that would be game of the week, but
I think so.
maybe.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins. They're my team to watch. So I like to. I think they're gonna continue with all the offense.
Give me the Bills. Josh Allen is gonna prove that he's better than Tua. I think that's already been proven.
I'm going Dolphins as well. And then we have Broncos at Bears.
Give me the Bears. The Bears.
I'm gonna go with the Bears. I'm gonna go
Broncos.
The Bears.
And then
Bears.
Commanders at Eagles.
Eagles.
That's not even a question. But that could be a good matchup though. The NFC East, North, East.
They always play up or down to each other's company every time.
Yeah, that'd be a game to watch.
Yeah, Steelers at Texans.
Steelers.
I'm gonna take the Texans. What are you taking, bro? Oh, I thought you ran it.
I'm just trying to think. I'm thinking I'm gonna go Texans. I'm gonna go Texans too. And then Raiders at Chargers.
Chargers.
I'm going Chargers.
I'll take the Chargers.
I'll go Chargers.
Cardinals at 49ers.
49ers by landslide.
Yeah,
Don't do it, Trey.
49ers.
Patriots at Cowboys.
Give me Dallas. I think they're gonna come back. I think they're gonna bounce
Yeah,
back.
Dallas. It'll be a close game though.
Any of you guys want to know what the game of the Sunday night game is?
It's the Giants versus the Jets, isn't it?
It's the Chiefs at the Jets.
Oh, Chiefs. Unfortunately.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm gonna go on a whim right here, boys. I'm gonna go Jets.
God. You're putting your faith in Zach Wilson?
No, Trevor Siemian.
Oh, Trevor Siemian. Okay.
And then the last game of the week is Monday night, Seattle at the Giants.
Seattle.
Gosh. I don't know.
No,
The Giants got some momentum right now.
Barkley's out though. He's out.
But coming off a historic comeback.
I will do well, that's hard. I'll go with the Giants.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
Give me Danny Dimes and the G-Men going with the Giants.
All right. Well, that's all the picks for us, guys. We will have the up-to-date win losses for us at the end of the video. We appreciate you guys joining us. Leave us a note in the comment of what we need to do, what we don't need to do, and we'd love to hear some feedback. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Real quick before we go. I know we had somebody mention something about fantasy in a few videos ago. I just want everybody to understand just how good the running back for the Miami was, Achane.
Achane.
Yeah, Achane.
Yeah.
Achane by himself would have beaten a team comprised of Joe Burrow, Derrick Henry, Breece Hall, Calvin Ridley, CeeDee Lamb, Darren Waller, and Devontae Smith. Keep that in mind when you set your lineups for next week, guys. Keep that in mind.
Like I said, guys, what's up?
Go ahead. You good,
I'll say appreciate you guys. I won't say all that spill again, but please leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know what we can do better. We're going to be posting on TikTok daily starting tomorrow. So follow us on there and YouTube. We're going to post this as well. So talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Peace out.